Hello, students. How are you? I hope you all are fine. I am a subject teacher of social study, and in this video, we are going to discuss about chapter number 11, and chapter name is Conserving Our Resources. So, student, look at the activity. There is some activity given here. So, look at this. Let's do it. Let's make clay ball with seed. So student, in this activity you have to learn about how to make clay ball with seeds and things you need. So student, which things that required for clay ball with seed? So look at these things you need. Some clay, seed of plant that grow fruit or flowers, a plastic seed. So student, you have to need some clay, seed of plant that grow fruits or flower, and a plastic seed. How to do it? So student, how to make a clay ball with seed? There's some step given here, and you have to look the making of clay ball with seed step by step. So look at this. First, take a tiny bit of clay in your hand and make tiny clay ball. So student, first of all you have to take a little bit of clay in your hand and make tiny clay ball. Second, in each of this clay ball put one seed and seal it nicely. So student, and after that you have to put one seed on each clay balls and seal this clay ball it nicely. Third, in this way make as many clay ball with seed as you can. So student, in this way, like, so first of all you have to take a little bit of clay in your hand, make tiny clay ball, and you have to put one seed in each clay ball and seal it nicely. And in this way make as many clay ball with seed as you can. Next, once you are done, place them on the plastic sheet and let them dry for 1 day. So student, when you mat and when you complete the clay ball, then you have to put this clay ball on the plastic sheet and let them dry for 1 or 2 days. Next, collect all the ball in a bag and scatter them in a place where there are no trees or plants. So student, and after that you have to collect all the balls in a bag and scatter all this bag in a place where there are no trees or plants. Look at the next, that is last. One day this seed will grow into a plants and transform piece of land. So student, when you scatter the clay ball in a place where there is no trees or plant, then this clay ball will become and will grow into a plants and transform the barren piece of land. So student, so look at this, how to transform the barren piece of land. Look at the topic. So first of all we will read this topic. In the earlier chapter we read about the different natural resources and the important role they play in our life. We also read about some natural resources are renewable while some other are not. So student, in our earlier chapter, in our previous chapter, we have studied about the natural resources. There are some natural resources are renewable and some natural resources are non-renewable. Non-renewable resources like coal and petroleum cannot be replaced in our lifetime. Renewable resources like air and water are also facing challenges this day due to pollution and environmental threat like climate change. So student, non-renewable resources like coal and petroleum cannot be replaced We cannot replace coal and petroleum in our life because we all are depend on the coal and petroleum, that is non-renewable resource. It means this resource cannot be renew themselves. And renewable resource like air and water are also facing challenges this day due to pollution and environmental threat like climate change. So student, renewable resources like air and water are also facing the challenges this day due to pollution and environment threat like climate change. So student, renewable resources means the resources that can be renewed themselves, and these resources nowadays these resources are also facing the environmental threat. These resources are also facing pollution and environmental threat like climate change. Now look at them. Thus, natural resources have to be conserved if we wish to continue using them. Conservation means protecting something and keeping it safe for future use. In this lesson, you will read about conservation of various natural resources. So, student, natural resources have to be conserved if we wish to continue using them. So, student, we should conserve our natural resources because if we will not conserve our natural resources, then we cannot keep and protect these resources for for our next generation, for our future generation. So we should conserve and protect our natural resources. Conservation means protecting something and keeping it safe for future use. So student, conservation means protecting and and keeping something, keeping our natural resource for next generation and for future use. So student, in this lesson we will read about the conservation of various natural resources. The first one is water conservation. Water is a renewable resources, but many parts of the world are facing a water crisis today, with people not having access to even clean drinking water. So student, water is a renewable resources. You can say that water can renew themselves, but many parts of the world are facing water crisis today, with people not having access to even clean drinking water. And many parts of the world are facing shortage of water. Shortage of water because people not having access to even clean drinking water. Some places of the world and some people doesn't have the clean drinking water because of the shortage of water. And so student, so look at this crisis, and we should conserve water for future generation and for our next generation, and for those people who doesn't have enough water for drinking. So we should not waste water. So look at the reason for shortage of water. First one is global warming. The water resources of the world are renewed due to rainfall. However, due to global warming and climate change, many places are not getting enough rain. So student, global warming is one of the main reason for water shortage, because due to global warming and climate change, due to global warming and climate change, many places of the many places of the earth are not getting enough rain. And the when the places are not getting enough rains, then the water water cannot renew, because the water resources of the world are renewed due to rainfall. Water can be renewed with the help of rainfall, and when the places and when the places are not getting enough rain, then the water cannot water cannot renew. Water cannot be renewed. So these are the factors that affect the global warming. Look at the next, that is pollution. That is pollution. The water in river get polluted by garbage, human waste and waste from factories. Pollution make the water unfit for uses. So student, pollution is one of the main factor, is also a main factor that affect the shortage of water. The water in river get polluted by garbage, human waste and waste from factory, and pollution make water that is not safe for drinking, that is not fit for our use. Look at next, wastage of water. Enormous amount of water are wasted each day because of inefficient method of farming and industrial production. If industry recycle water and farmer adopt more efficient method of irrigation, this water can be saved. A lot of water is also wasted for recreation like in water park, bathing, washing and gardening. So student, nowadays people waste lost lot of water for recreation like in water park, bathing, washing and gardening. An enormous amount of water are wasted each day because of inefficient method of farming and industrial production. Industrial production got a lot of water. Industrial production take a lot of water for the production of goods, and this water are wastage, and we cannot use this water for our daily uses, so this water are totally waste. So student, these are the factors and these are the region that affect the shortage of water. First one is global warming, second one is pollution and third one is wastage of water. Now look at the conservation of water. Water conservation means to use less water today to make sure that there is a clean, fresh water in the future. A few way of conserving water is as follow. So student, we should conserve water. We should conserve and protect water for future use. You can say for next generation. So student, we should use water sustainably for and keeping it safe for future use. And there are some way to conserve water. There's a given here, so look at this one by one. Save water by closing running taps when not needed. So student, you have to close water taps when not needed. Next, leaking taps should be repaired to prevent wastage of water. So student, when there is a leakage tap in your houses, then you have to repair and prevent wastage of water. Next, as far as possible, take a bucket bath rather than a shower bath. We use a lot more water while having a shower bath than we when we bath using a bucket and bath. So student, we should prefer a bucket bath and we should avoid a shower bath because shower bath take a lot of water and we waste a lot of water by taking a shower bath. So we should avoid shower bath. Next, use water should be recycled and reused as far as possible. It can be reused for watering plant. So student, we should recycle and reuse as far as possible. We should use water should be recycle and reuse. So student, we can and we should recycle and reuse used water as far as possible. Used water can be reused for watering plants and for many purpose. Look at the next. Look at the next. Water plants using a mug rather than a hose pipe. Hose pipe waste a lot of water. So student, you have to use a mug. Don't use a hose pipe, because when we use hose pipe it wastes a lot of water. Next, we should not throw waste material into the river and water bodies. Polluted water is harmful for the creatures living in water as well as for human beings. So student, we should not throw wastage in river, because polluted water is harmful for the creatures living in waters as well as the human beings. Plant more tree, they help cause rainfall and control global warming. So student, we should plant more tree and they help and cause rainfall and control global warming. Farmer and industrial worker too should adopt efficient and sensible way of using water. Farmer and industrial worker too should adopt efficient and sensible. So student, we should aware the farmer to adopt efficient and sensible way of using water, and don't waste water during irrigation. An industrial worker also should adopt efficient and sensible way of using water. So student, I hope you all are understood about the water conservation and the conservation of water, and you have to read and learn about the water conservation, reason for shortage, water shortage and conservation of water. And this is your today's homework. That's all, and thank you.